2026 is going to be known as the year cruising changed forever. In June 2025, Carnival announced a complete overhaul of their VIFP program that enraged their loyal customers. In spite of the customer backlash, I predict other major cruise lines are going to copy Carnival in 2026, moving forward towards spend-based loyalty programs. Now, I'm going to break down the Carnival announcements, their changes, and the updates we've heard since then. Then I will give you what I think will either become an incredibly prophetic insight into the future of cruising or an epic failure of my opinion. So stay tuned to find out. Earlier this year in 2025, Carnival just flipped the script on one thing that keeps their cruisers loyal. For decades, the rule was simple. The more you sailed, the better your status and the better your perks. Well, that's about to be a thing of the past. Starting in June 2026, Carnival's VIFP Club is out and a new system called Carnival Rewards is replacing it. And with this new system, your status is set based on how much money you spend, not how many days you have sailed. My prediction is that in 2026, most major cruise lines will switch to this spend-based system. So let's break down why I do not think this is just a Carnival thing. This will be the start of a massive wave that is likely to push Norwegian, Virgin, Celebrity, and all the other major cruise lines in the same direction. And yes, even Royal Caribbean. And I'll explain why. But first, I'm not saying that I like these changes or that I even want them to happen. I just want to explain why I think they're happening from a business perspective and how if you look through that lens, you can see why everyone is going to have to make this change. What's changing? For years, loyalty has been measured in sea days. For every night you sailed on Carnival, you climbed the ladder from that first voyage with a blue card to a red card to gold to platinum, and for a select few to diamond. Simple, right? Some of you even figured out that interior cabins were your way to game the system because, well, one night in an interior cabin counts the same as one night in a suite, even though suites cost maybe 2.5 times more in money. And you also know that if you sail on off weeks, you can save a ton of money. And all of that counts the same towards your VIFP level. This is how I will be able to blast from red to platinum in a little over a year. Carnival's new program. Carnival Rewards is tossing that model overboard. It's being replaced with a system where you earn two different things: points and status qualifying stars. Think of points as your new cruise currency. You can use them for discounts on future cruises, for onboard extras like specialty dining. P.S. Do you want to know which specialty dining to book? Check out this playlist here for all of my reviews. But the stars? That's what determines your status level. And you earn those based on what you spent on everything from your cruise fare to what you buy on the ship to even how much you play in the casino. And if you have a Carnival credit card, that also helps you earn stars. Now, here's a big one. When Carnival first announced the changes, they said that everyone's status would reset every 2 years. The backlash was immediate and immense. Loyal Diamond guests cried out about how they spent a lifetime building up a status that they were promised would last a lifetime. Online forums were and still are overrun by former Carnival fans of all levels, saying that they are jumping ship. Following this crazy backlash, in September 2025, Carnival announced a major update. Anyone who reaches Diamond status before the new program starts will keep that status for life. They also announced that Platinum levels will get a heads-up start of 10,000 stars towards the biannual limit of 50,000 that earns you Platinum status. This was a significant adjustment from their original plan. Of course, they are also capitalizing on that announcement with marketing 2x and 3x offers, where if you have a 5-day cruise, you will actually earn 10 days towards your VIFP status. So tons of Platinum people are rushing to get their 200 days to hit Diamond. Where are you at? Drop how many days you have in the comments. Why now? Let's rewind a little bit and talk about why Carnival made these changes in the first place. I believe there are two major reasons. The first one focuses on the guest experience and the other is purely about business. Now officially, Carnival said that its top tiers, Diamond and Platinum, were getting a little bit too crowded. If you frequent online forums and Facebook groups enough, you might have seen the posts where a Diamond or Platinum member will post a letter about how they will not be getting their priority perks on a cruise because there are too many Diamond or Platinum guests. This problem is not exclusive to Carnival either. My mom is elite, or the highest status on Princess, and she runs into this problem a lot as well. In the words of Carnival's president, Christine Duffy, when everyone is special, no one feels special. The priority lines were getting long and the lounges were getting packed. But that's not a new problem, and it's definitely not unique to cruising. We saw this exact story play out before. Decades ago, premium airport lounges were truly exclusive. You had to actually have status with that airline, earned through flying actual miles, or you had to book a premium international flight on business or first class. And those were the only people who got access to these lounges. Then came the credit card. American Express was the pioneer with the Platinum American Express card that offered lounge access to places like Delta Sky Club or the Centurion Lounge. But then, YouTubers and TikToks like me started sharing this secret, and these exclusive lounges that used to be havens for the well-traveled executive became as common as your Costco membership, leading to overcrowding and people complaining about the fact that they couldn't get into their favorite lounge. Now that this exclusive access was not so exclusive anymore, the solution was to tighten access policies, making it much harder to get in. So around 2019, major airlines started removing unlimited access to lounges. Credit cards like the American Express Platinum and SkyMiles Reserve set annual limits to lounge visits, and Capital One Venture X even removed lounge access completely unless you hit a $75,000 spending minimum. Now, if we rewind even further, and you have as much gray hair as I do, you might remember when frequent mileage programs were actually based on how many miles you flew. But airlines realized something important to them. A customer's value to their business is measured in how many dollars they spend, not in how far they travel. And they switched to things like medallion qualification miles. Budget airlines like Southwest have strict limits on which flights count as qualifying, and some of their cheapest tickets don't even count towards status at all. Of course, they all have the marketing gimmicks that essentially reward you for spending more money where you earn more status when you purchase higher cost tickets. And this is across the board for all airlines. And of course, credit cards are a huge part of this earning system with the Delta card, Southwest card, American Airlines. Name your airline and there is a credit card that's attached to it. To give you an example, in October 2025, Delta's market capitalization, their market cap, which is basically how much the company is worth, is around 37 to 39 billion. And its loyalty program is valued at almost 31 billion. That's around 80% of the company. I've watched some interesting videos that show how most airlines break even on their flights. Where they make their money is with their mileage and rewards program. Now again, I'm not saying that I want any of these changes to happen or that I'm happy with them. I'm gonna be platinum and I'm gonna be stuck in the same mess as most people, having to re-earn my status every 2 years. But now that you understand the business reasons why cruise companies are doing this, it might help you accept the changes. Okay, so this video is a little different than my usual cruise content. So let me know what you think. And if you're wondering what gives me the street cred to make this crazy prediction like this, well, let me introduce you to the sponsor of this video. Me. Just kidding. I'm not really sponsoring this video, but I did figure those of you who would enjoy a video like this might actually like to hear what I do for a living. And no, it's not making cruise videos. Yeah, I actually run my own business. I like to think of myself as a success facilitator. I work mostly with Fortune 100 companies and their leadership and talent development teams to increase engagement, equip new leaders, and build higher performing teams. Basically, I help people and companies become more successful. One quick success story is me. Most of you probably would not guess that I've been diagnosed with Asperger's. In college, my best friend said that talking to me was like pulling teeth. That's how social I was. But I learned how to overcome that weakness and lack of social skills to become not only very comfortable on camera, but successful with this YouTube channel. These are the things that I teach and help people become more successful at. I help them become more of who they are and become more successful at whatever it is that they want to do. That can extend to relationships, parenting, leading, and of course, becoming a better public speaker. You can watch my latest video on that right here. So please, do me a favor and check out my other YouTube channel at Ruben Poon Coaching. I've done workshops for thousands of people, and many of them have told me that what I do changed their lives. Why everyone else will follow. Now, let's get back to Carnival. So while Carnival is taking all the heat right now, they've also just shown every other cruise line the path to becoming way more profitable. You have to wonder what Royal Caribbean and Norwegian are thinking. Do they stick with the old model of rewarding nights at sea, or do they follow the money and pivot to rewarding total spend? For now, Royal Caribbean's CEO has said they want to avoid this kind of change. And Norwegian actually just made its loyalty program more generous. That might buy them a year or two, but eventually they'll cave. Kind of like how Samsung made fun of Apple for removing the headphone jack and then did the same thing a few years later. Or if you remember Southwest, assuming they're still in business today, they were a company that was built by its employees for its employees. They put their employees first because they knew that that would overflow into great customer service. And it did. It totally worked. That is until corporate greed took over and they changed the entire model that built up their fan loyalty with things like bags fly free and open seating. Now, I don't think the changes that Carnival are making are quite as dire as what Southwest did. Southwest has completely changed the way they approach their customers and their entire business model. Carnival, well, they're just updating their loyalty program the same way all of the airlines did decades ago. The pressure from investors to increase revenue is relentless. And because most major cruise lines are publicly traded companies, they will always put profits ahead of customers, no matter how much you ask for the opposite on Facebook groups. A spend-based system is the clearest way to do that. If you have ever taken a psychology class or ever took your dog to training, you know the Pavlovian system. Punish bad behavior and reward good behavior. With for-profit companies, spending money is good, and they want to reward that so customers spend more money. Remember that the ultimate goal of a rewards program is not really to reward customers, although that is what the marketing will spin it as. The ultimate goal of a rewards program is to get you to spend more money. Now, what do you think of the new Carnival loyalty program? Good or bad? Let me know in the comments below. Now, remember how I said that there were two major reasons that Carnival made this change? The first one I talked about was business, and I think that one is pretty clear. The other reason for the change is because Diamond and Platinum aren't as exclusive as they once were. There are some sailings where a majority of guests are Diamond and Platinum. And if you've ever gotten a participation trophy before, you know that when everyone gets something, there's no value in it. No one cares. Okay, caveat. I know that there are many other ways that Carnival could have addressed this that would not have pissed off so many people. But also remember that almost 13 million people sailed on Carnival in 2024, and they are the biggest cruise line by passenger volume. Now, if you have ever gotten in an argument with your spouse about where to go for dinner or what movie to watch, you know that you can't please everyone, especially 13 million everyone's. Just read the comments in any of my videos and you'll find some amazing people who are really good at finding anything to complain about. My prediction. Before I tell you my prediction, what do you think? Which cruise line do you think is next? Or do you think I am completely wrong and Carnival is going to reconsider the error of their ways and bring back VIFP? So my prediction is that in 2026, other major cruise lines will roll out similar spend-based loyalty programs. They might have their unique flair and terminology and spin, but at the core of it, it will be the same. Reward customers who spend more money to keep increasing their profits for shareholders. But speaking of shareholders, did you know that one of the best things you can do is actually to buy stock in your favorite cruise line? Because then they will pay you to cruise. That's right. You can get up to $250 each sailing on Carnival, Princess, Holland, and more. Check out this video for a step-by-step directions on how to get this free money.